You have to be completely open to whatever is going to happen in your work. You can't control your work, and if you do, you have far too much control. Or, you have to be able to let happy mistakes happen and things like that. My name is Barry Mullins. I'm a visual artist that recently graduated from Limerick School of Art and Design with a BA in printmaking and contemporary practice. There's 7 pieces in it. The work kind of comes from about the last 2 or 3 years. It's almost like a kind of full circle of all the work I've done over the last 2 or 3 years. It's a nice example of what my work is about and what I kind of represent as an artist, I guess. The kind of definition of duality is, the contrast between two aspects coming together, kind of. And the idea, my work is very similar to that in the way that it's double exposure, so it's two kind of concepts colliding, really. A lot of times I would take pictures of my friends, whether it's 6 or 7 in the morning after a party, when it's almost like you really see a person at that point. And it's the same, I think there's far too much posing these days when it comes to photos, so I just shoot. And then the most fun part is that I don't really know how it's going to turn out or what's going to happen to it. It all happens in camera. And that's why I'm not really much for film photography to digital. Digital you can plan and you can alter and but with film you just kind of have to go for it and just, whatever happens on the film happens. And that's the kind of exciting part about it. It's often happened where I've come back from, wherever, if I brought 3 rolls of film with me, I've come back and maybe only gotten 2 photos out with that work. But if that is the case, then it's always worth it because they're, good photos or whatever photos that I'm happy with. So, without all my friends around me, I wouldn't have been able to make this work because it is of them and they are my work pretty much, the people that I care about and stuff. So, they're my subject matter because I want them to be, because they're what interests me. People interest me, but what I find more interesting, I guess, is people close to me. At the moment, there's not a huge amount for people fresh out of college, except for the Bell Table, which is being at the moment curated by Kerry Walsh, who's one of our friends who is putting on shows for those kind of people, for people who have just graduated, for students that have maybe gone on maybe 2 years. He's bringing people back and he's giving shows, very DIY kind of shows. It's not about your CV, I guess, your artist CV, or how much you've done here or what you've done, or if you have a master's or a PhD or whatever. It's about the person's work and about the person. So there's chances there for everybody to get an exhibition, and it's pretty exciting. It's good at the moment. Once you finish college, you have this realization. It's like, oh, actually, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just going to make this work because I love to make it or want to make it. You kind of return back to why you started doing art in the first place, but it's because you loved it. And that's really something that I've realized over the past few months since finishing. That's where my work has gotten to now, is that I'm just taking photos because I love doing it, and because you find different things to work towards. Like this exhibition, it popped up and I took it with both hands, and it's the same now. The next thing I'm searching for the next thing to do now, but all the while keep shooting and keep taking photos and keep developing my practice and stuff. I make work because I want to make it and because it's what I like, and it's like what I was saying earlier, you take ownership of your work, you grow confidence in that it doesn't matter what other people think. I make this because I want to make it, not because I want to please a load of people or please a load of hierarchy artists. I make this because I want to and because I enjoy making it. It's fun. Woo!